Hey there, welcome to CNT Collectibles. I am C.
I am T.
And this is our weekly buy or sell. We take a look at players that had actual good weeks on the diamond, and are we buying or selling what they're doing?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Terrific. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Here we go. We'll start off with your favorite pitcher, Corbin Burnes, who had a start, 14 strikeouts, 0 bases on balls. Gave up an earned run, but for the season, 10 wins on the season. Last year he had 11 in a Cy Young effort. So he's, as far as wins and everything, he's tracking what he did last year. The walks are a little bit down, the walks are a little bit up and the strikeouts are a little bit down. But overall, a terrific season. So, sitting with the 2.93 ERA and a 2.94 xFIP. So he's pitching like he's pitching, which is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the question is, for the first part of the season, it seemed like people were either at least ignoring Corbin Burnes, if not saying, oh, he's having an off year where, everything was just lining up like what he did last year. It wasn't too far off, and that was a Cy Young campaign. So do you think people, for the most part, were saying boo, or were they say boo earns?
I think it was boo earns.
I think so, too. I don't think anybody was really booing Corbin Burnes. If they did, that was a mistake. So I agree. And Hans Mollman agrees with you. I think they were saying boo earns. So, yeah, that's a Simpsons reference, and someday you will understand that.
But for now,
Today is not that day. All right, Eduardo Escobar leads off our offensive players. For the week, he hit .520 with 3 home runs, a 1476 OPS, 314 weighted runs created, and added .8 WAR to his season total, which is 238 average, 17 home runs, a 102 weighted runs created, and he basically doubled his wins above replacement for the most part, 1.8 wins above replacement. So the Mets, I think the Braves just overtook the Mets for first place in the East. Yeah. So the Mets were hanging in there. I think they're still in playoff position, but the Braves have been on fire. And
Braves are probably going to get divisional. Mets, there's no way the Mets are not getting in the playoffs.
Right.
But it's basically a race for the divisional at this point.
Yeah. So it's close. The Braves have the momentum. But all right, Eduardo Escobar, EE. Middle name also starts with an E. Yes or no? What are you thinking on this one?
I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
I know the answer.
Oh, I'm thinking yes.
You thinking yes? The middle name is Jose. So it is a no. We're selling that one. I know.
I got it wrong.
I know. So, the EEE, no, it's not happening. It's EJE. So, but, I just thought, maybe it would be. I had to look it up. I didn't know for sure. All right, this guy's on fire. He just hit tonight his 7th home run in consecutive games.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Can you name the 3 players who have done 8 home runs in consecutive games? Now, he had a day off there, so I don't know if it's consecutive games or consecutive games that he played, but MLB is saying, consecutive games is good enough here. So can you name the 3 players who have done 8 games, and that's the record?
About to be Mike Trout, hopefully.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's got one more to go there. He's right on the doorstep.
Another random person and another random person.
Not so random.
Barry Bonds?
No. Same.
Mark McGwire?
Nope. Same, right era, kind of. Think about a player who didn't do steroids, but it could hit a lot of bombs. Nicknamed the Kid?
Oh, King Griffey.
All right.
Junior.
Another one. One of my 2 favorite players growing
Kirby
up.
Bucket?
No.
Oh, Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly is the other one. And the other one, the last one, you're not going to get Dale Long. I think it was in 1956 or something like that. So Mike Trout is 1 behind him. But for the week, 450 average, 5 home runs.
I wouldn't be surprised
in a
because it
row.
is Mike Trout.
Exactly. He's having a terrific season. 1,800 OPS, tacked on .8 WAR to his fantastic season. So for the season, he is hitting 280. He's raised his average. Last week, he was sitting about 265. 34 home runs, now 35 home runs. A 1,000 OPS roughly, a 177 WRC plus, which usually is, that's MVP territory for the most part, 5.1 wins above replacement. Now, the question we have, is he going to be a top 3 MVP? He's never been outside of the top 2 when he's played a full season. It looks like this year he's going to put up a full season. And the only year he finished, so 2020, shortened season, he missed half of it. I don't think he was in the conversation. Last year was the best start of his career, but he got hurt pretty quickly, so he wasn't, he didn't get any votes. But the only other year that he was outside the top 2 was when he played like 120 games in like 2019 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he finished 4th. So right now, Judge, Ohtani. But can Mike Trout take that 3rd spot? Xander Bogaerts ahead of him in wins above replacement. And I think Rafi Devers and Jose Ramirez might be right in there as well. Mike Trout, according to wins above replacement, Shouldn't be that number
if he
3
keeps
guy.
up this home run streak, that would probably upgrade his average, so he can have a high. He can end with a pretty good, maybe a 300 average and like 40 home runs.
Upgrade his home runs too. Yeah, so he's in the conversation.
So I think he can do it.
You're buying it? All right,
I'm buying it.
All right, Tom's buying it. I think you're probably right here, but I think what Xander Bogaerts is doing, battling for that league lead, batting average. Boston, if they have playoff relevance, the Angels won't. Then he could get a little bit more love and maybe garner that third place vote. So I think there's a couple guys. So I think there's 2 or 3 guys that could get it. Mike Trout being one of them, but the odds are kind of against it for this point. So I'm selling that one. But this was your MVP pick preseason. I appreciate you that you're sticking with your guns here on this one here. So Freddie Freeman, 545 average for the week, 3 home runs, 1,600 plus OPS. Tacked on .9 WAR to an incredible season. He's not getting the MVP, but gosh, he's right up there with everybody.
I know, he's hitting 330.
331.
That might actually win the batting title.
Really? Oh, interesting you bring that up, Tom. Will he win the batting title? Tom hasn't seen this. He hasn't seen this yet. He didn't get a preview. So
NL batting title?
I'm saying Major League batting title. Right
League?
now, he's hitting 331. Next is Paul Goldschmidt at 325. Can he hold off and win and sort of you have the AL guys, Xander and Narvaez, kind of in that 317, 318 area?
Yeah, 318. Yep. Luis Arias just got 3 hits when we went to the Twins.
We were at that game.
Yeah. And he got 3 hits and he bumped it up to 320 or something.
That's terrific. So I don't think he's got enough to catch Freddie Freeman. Goldie's sitting at 325.
I mean, unless Freddie Freeman just has a major down streak.
Right. Well, is he gonna, or is he gonna hang on and win this thing?
I think he can.
I think he has. He's been on fire the past couple of weeks here. So if he can ride that streak for a couple more, we're on to something. We are both buying that one. Mm-hmm. All right. Good call. All right. Our number 1 player for the week, Bo Bichette, who's really been on fire the last month and a half. This week took it to a next level. Best offensive player. 3
home runs in that one game?
Well, yeah, he had 5 for the week. So yeah, he had some monster shots here. 500 average for the week. 5 home runs, 1,700 OPS. 376 weighted runs created and 1.2 WAR. So it's a big jump for him. He needed that. He was having kind of a soft season, but again, over that last month and a half, he's really been heating up here. So 280 for the season. I'm working on my microphone. 23 home runs, 126 weighted runs created, 3.7 WAR. Wins above replacement for the 24-year-old. All right, question we have for Bo Bichette: who's having a better year, Bo Bichette or Boba Fett? Now, Boba Fett's... Yeah, no. But he was in The Mandalorian for a couple episodes, then got his own show. Now he's going to have, I think, later part of this year, early next year, he's going to have the second season of that one here. So he's got a lot of stuff going on at Disney. But in his own show, The Mandalorian took over a couple of episodes, and everybody likes Grogu, so they kind of usurped him a little bit. So he has 2 seasons on this episode. He had a season. Okay, so the next season's coming out, but
Boba Fett, this is his 3rd season playing in MLB.
Correct.
This is Boba Fett's 2nd season playing in MLB. So
right,
Boba Fett.
I think recently Boba Fett has been better. Boba Fett, again, his own show got kind of taken over by The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah. And Boba Fett, he had 3 home runs in a game. So I'm thinking as of now, unless his show comes out at the end of the year, Boba Fett kind of gets this one here.
Unless he beats Mandalorian, then it's Boba Fett. But for now, it's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yep, we agree. All right, let's wrap it up. Since it is football season, we need to start getting into a little bit more football here, and so we'll get our feet wet a little bit with this guy here, Justin Jefferson. You can see Sad Packer right there. So all right, this week he had 11 targets, 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, average 20 yards per catch, and his longest was 64 yards on it was on a busted play for the most part. But I mean, of the 3 longest catches, he had 2 of the touchdowns in that long play. There were no Packers in sight. At no point did they cover him. It was amazing to watch. I was going nuts. How do you not cover this guy?
Yeah, so when you were there, did you see him do the gritty?
Yes, absolutely. And they showed it on the big screen. And every time they cut to him, Justin Jefferson's, on the big screen, they showed him doing that or whatever. So, all right, preseason, I think a lot of predictions had him as a top 3 type wide receiver, kind of in that. You had Devontae, Jamar, and Justin would be he'd be in that top 5. After this performance, though, and he's getting the lion's share of targets, I think the next most catches was Decker with 3, So KJ Osborne had 3. He got the lion's share of the targets here. So Do you think in the rankings overall he'll start moving on up? People maybe take him to that top one overall.
I'm fine.
Absolutely. So we think that Justin Jefferson is moving on up. And I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. We're going to give him 2 George Jeffersons right there, moving on up to the east side. Absolutely, that's George Jefferson. He was a dry cleaning magnate. He was moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Oh.
I think Justin Jefferson will follow that lead, big time. He's going to ready to hit the big time.
Is he Justin Jefferson's dad?
No, it's a TV show.
Oh.
Before your time.
Oh.
I throw out there all the references that 9-year-olds are not going to get.
I guess my time sucks.
It does. You will never have the Jeffersons, different strokes, good times. I'm sorry you're going to miss all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, the great What's Happening. All right, that's what we got for you. Appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Where's my cursor at? There.